Welcome back to Oshkosh Today. She's a senior at Oshkosh North High School. She carries a 3.85 GPA, ranks 20th in her class of 301, and has played 3 sports in her career: baseball, soccer, and volleyball. Joining us now is Nicole Herkert and her soccer coach, Sohaila Akavine. I said that right?
You did.
Okay, good. First off, Nicole, I understand you're a huge Taylor Swift fan from what I read on your application. And I knew you were trouble when you walked in. You see what I did there?
Yeah. Like that.
Just kidding. In all seriousness, you opened your essay using one of her quotes. It said, "No matter what happens in life, be good to people. Being good to people is a wonderful legacy to leave behind." You said you try and do that, but also a little more. Kind of explain and elaborate on that, if you would.
I think this is a really good quote. It really stood out to me. But what I meant by also a little bit more, I think that it's really important to be a positive role model for the people around you, like your teammates or your classmates or just anyone in general. And when I was younger, I started playing sports when I was 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since I started, I always thought like a team leader was somebody who was really vocal or really outgoing.
Sure.
And I wasn't really a vocal or outgoing person when I first started. And so up until about my junior year in high school, that's when I realized that leaders don't have to be super loud and vocal. You can lead by your example, and that's what I try to do.
As we previously mentioned, you have competed in 3 different sports while in high school. Just kind of talk about some of your more fond memories, from, it doesn't have to be from each sport, just some of the ones that have stuck with you.
Well, all the time at team dinners and before the game when we all hang out, it's always a really good time. But 2 of the memories that really stand out that are more like game-like memories are both non-conference games. One was soccer and one was basketball, and they were both, well, last year we had a soccer game and we went into overtime, and it was like the 99th minute, and there were 14 seconds left, and we ended up scoring to win the game, so that was really exciting. And then another one was our first win for basketball my sophomore year. We had a 64-game losing streak, I think, and we broke that, and that was really the turning point for our program.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You carry, as we mentioned, a 3.85 GPA. How difficult has that been? How much time have you had to commit to studies with all these other commitments, namely sporting commitments, with being a 3-sport athlete?
Mm-hmm. Well, school doesn't really come very easily to me. I have to work really hard every day, and especially this year I took a lot of college classes. And English was my hardest subject. I'm not very good at English, and it's really hard for me to like concentrate on reading and writing because you have to do a lot of that, especially in the UWO classes. And like I had to come home from basketball games. I would get home, it'd be like 10 o'clock, and I still had to read 100 pages. So different things like that, it really helped me, and I've learned a lot from like the English class or all the UWO classes that I've taken.
Your extracurriculars include Polaris, Honor Society, and Key Club. What has each of those, or what has each of those allowed you to really do outside within the surrounding community?
They really help me get involved with the community. They provide me different opportunities too. Like through Polaris, we had to earn our own hours. So I would go to like the Humane Society and do things that I wouldn't have really thought that were available. I didn't know you could volunteer there to walk the dogs or anything. And then also through Key Club, we do a lot of different things like the breast cancer walks and the polar plunge. And through Key Club, I found out about the polar plunge, and now our whole basketball team is doing it this weekend. So they just provide different opportunities for us to get out into the community.
Coach, when coaching any sport, especially a sport with a lot of young women, it obviously helps. I think this might be even understated, that it's good to have good character people on your team. How does Nicole kind of fit that bill?
Yeah, Nicole is one of those players that every coach wishes they had. You know, a great leader, a great personality, someone that you can count on. Having her step up big time for us last year, she wasn't actually awarded a captain at the beginning of the season, but myself and our assistant coach came through halfway through the season and decided Nicole was one of those players that we can always count on. We wanted on our team, we wanted her leadership, we wanted her qualities that she possessed, and having somebody like that on your team is just an unforgettable experience, and Nicole is definitely one of those people. You
kind of mentioned her leadership a little bit there. She said it herself, she's not necessarily a vocal leader. How does she lead? Obviously leading by example, but maybe elaborate on that a little bit.
Yeah, Nicole is she's a quiet person, and for soccer that comes up and twofold. You know, you want somebody on the soccer field that is barking at you, and at the same time you want somebody that can calm people down and know that things are going to be okay if you're not, you know, if you're not doing well in the beginning of the game or halfway through the game. And just being able to talk to players, you know, if they're not starting or if they're not getting the amount of playing time that they want. Nicole is one of those people that can talk to them and tell them, you know, it's all right. Things are going to be okay. And the more work you put into it, the better it's going to be.
Sure. Nicole, when I was going through your application for the Student Athletes of the Year process, interesting thing that stuck out to me was the story that you told about your speech class. Kind of rehash that.
Okay, yeah. So in speech class, I had two of my really good friends in that class, and there was this one boy who kind of sat off in the corner and by himself, and he doesn't really like talking to people. And so speech class, like that's what you have to do. You have to talk to people.
Right.
And you had to get in a group of either you could be by yourself or you could be in a group of 2 or 3, and you'd have to present in front of the class when you were done. And when he gives his speeches, you can tell he's really nervous, and he doesn't really talk to people, so he didn't really have a group to go with. So I could have been with my group of friends, but I just thought that maybe I should go include him because he's going to have to speak in front of the class, so I wanted him to feel more comfortable, you know, going up there with a partner. And I knew he wasn't going to ask anybody to be his partner, so I just thought I'd include him.
Where does that mentality kind of come from? Because not everyone, especially high schoolers, we've all, you know, people who have been through high school before know that sometimes there's name calling, teasing, those types of things going on. Obviously, it's good experience, but not everyone would have the same mindset. So where does that come from?
I think it comes from playing sports. Like, when you play sports, it's not individual. I don't really play any individual sports. It's all like basketball and soccer. It's all team related. So if you're in a classroom, you're kind of like a team. You all work together because you all want to get the best result from everybody. So I feel like because I was playing sports and I knew what it was like to be on a team, that's probably why.
Okay. College plans real quick. What are they?
Well, I'm not sure yet. I really want to go to the University of Minnesota, but I'm not sure if I want to play sports yet. And if I did, that's between Hamlin, which is in Minnesota, and then Ripon, which is in Wisconsin.
And I heard you're looking at business and marketing for a major?
Yeah. I've taken my sophomore year, a friend and I just decided that we would take accounting class just to see if we liked it or not. But then we ended up we really liked it, and we took entrepreneurship this year, which is a UWO class.
Okay.
And we got to create our own business and everything. So I created like this health club, and we're still doing it. It's like a whole year project, and that's been really fun, and I really like it. So. Okay,
well, thank you both for being here. Really appreciate it. And before we let you go, we'll give you, as we have all the other Student Athlete of the Month winners, a nice plaque to take home with you.
Thank you.
And again, we appreciate the time, and it was a pleasure meeting both of you.
Thanks, you too.
Time to fly to another break, and speaking of flight, EAA's Hops and Props is the event up for discussion next.